Hey, travelers! Another week, and I got rid of Troy and substituted him with Beth. Say hi, Beth.
Hello.
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 Yeah. So this week, a lot of things new. We've got some new beer, of course, or at least new beer to us, anyway. And we went on a beer trip, so we can talk about that. And then we actually have a theme, which I've been sitting on these for a while, other than the mimosa one.
This is just mine.
Yeah, we just put that on here for Beth. That's how I got her to do this with me, was to put the mimosa beer on there.
Yes.
And I don't think Troy's missing out on that one anyway. Musical themed, particularly rock band themed beers, which you can't find too much of, but we found them.
Yes.
And that's also perfect for Troy being gone because Troy doesn't know anything about music.
Nope.
So it's perfect.
And you know everything about music, so that's pretty awesome.
I wouldn't say everything, but
Landon, he can be a little humble, but he's very smart about music and things pertaining to music and useless facts about music.
yes, one thing you may not know about me is there isn't a lot going on up here other than useless, just completely useless knowledge.
But a lot of it.
Well, that's the best knowledge in my mind.
It's quite.
That's the funnest knowledge anyway.
It's quite a ordeal.
Yeah. So, we're gonna start with one of the darker ones, which we don't normally do on this show either. But this is called "Smells Like Bean Spirit," and of course, do you know what band?
Nirvana.
Oh my goodness!
And it was the floating baby in the water, which the actual can.
Oh. Well, music. I know
is a floating.
I know who's is a floating.
Looks like a floating baby, but it has maple syrup bottle.
And the baby's made of
with a microphone,
coffee beans.
A microphone.
Yeah.
Brewing.
Yep. And the bean baby is anatomically correct.
Absolutely
and
is.
You
with
look
a little
really
bean.
close. Yep. Next time we do musical themed beers, you're going to be on. Yeah, you're it.
Breakfast stout ale with Vermont maple syrup and Tugboat coffee roasters.
From Tugboat Coffee. Yeah, that's
Sumatra.
who did that.
Sumatra coffee.
Yeah. Anyway, why don't you pour yourself some of that? I can smell the...
You can smell the coffee and the maple.
I can definitely smell the maple.
Ooh, it's dark and roasty.
It's very, very dark.
I just love this bottle.
A can?
Can.
Yeah.
Bottle.
You're welcome.
Can.
Anyway, so let's give her a taste.
Ooh, look, smell that maple.
I can really smell a lot of maple, and it's barrel aged too, isn't it? Right?
Whoa, there's a lot of maple in there. Wow.
Ooh.
It's really sugary, actually.
It is very sugary.
Ooh, but the aftertaste of the maple.
So it says it's a breakfast stout. So I would drink this for breakfast. That's how you get around the sweetness. You ready for a donut? It kind of tastes like a maple donut.
It does, actually.
Yeah. While you're drinking coffee. Yeah.
Now you're getting the coffee.
Yep.
Wow, that's really complex, actually.
There's a lot going on in that one. And we're starting to see, we don't get like...
wow.
Oh. So, we had talked about Octopi in past episodes. This is brewed and canned at Octopi down by Madison. So that's why we get it here. Microphone Brewing, we don't get a lot of their regular beers, but I guess you can call this a pastry stout. It's not, but it kind of tastes like a donut.
Do you know what it really tastes like?
What's that?
French toast.
I was thinking more of a maple glazed Long John while you're eating.
Or a waffle with just
Yeah.
maple syrup, because man.
Either way,
wow.
very good.
It's very good, actually.
It's not like what we've been tasting from some places lately that you take a couple pulls off of it and then you get diabetes. You know what I'm talking about. You probably know what I'm talking about too.
Syrupy. This is not syrupy.
This is not syrupy.
Though I have to say it doesn't really taste like beer, period, though.
You don't get a lot of you don't get any real hoppiness. The bitterness is pretty much coming from the coffee. Yeah.
It's real good.
Good, though. It's going to be hard to follow up now we're starting to get lighter, which is why we have 2 different glasses. So, Guns N' Rosé. Yeah, from Oscar Blues.
Don't believe the florist.
Yeah. Did you read the front? Crisp AF? You bet.
When in doubt, pick you out.
There you go. And this is going off of beer a little bit, but there is a construction company that's near where we live, and they're called Guns and Hoses. So anytime I see anything that has to do that reminds me of Guns N' Roses, it reminds me of the construction company. But I digress. So this one's been sitting for a little while, and I don't typically like to let rosés sit.
Wow.
Yeah? Yeah, it's a rosé. You can smell it.
It's going to be really weird to drink it after drinking that.
I know. That's why we typically go from light to dark, but we did it different this week.
Okay, right.
We changed it up. Tartness, a little bit of tart. It's not as bad as you're making it seem.
It's not bad. It's just after having that.
It's a big transition, sure.
Tart.
Yeah.
Tastes almost juice
Mm-hmm.
to me.
Yeah.
Tastes more like beer though than the other one.
I mean, they're all beer. But
having the flavor of actual hops or grain in there is a big difference than just tasting a flavor and no beer flavor.
Sure.
Well, don't you think there's a difference in something that it's beer with a hint of something, or it's this and you don't know that it's beer?
Yeah.
Do you think people would drink that and know that's a beer?
What's that?
Some people could drink either one of these and not know it's beer.
I bet I know somebody that would.
I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
If they didn't know and you gave them a glass, they could think this was a mixed something.
Maybe. I don't know. I think a lot of people would smell it and know it was a beer. It's a rosé.
Okay, sass.
Yeah. It's good. It's a very refreshing, almost like a pear taste.
Yeah, actually, yes.
You don't
What
get a lot
isn't
of the rose flavor. I think and
prickly pear and hibiscus.
How about that?
That's exactly what it tastes like. That is exactly what it tastes like.
Well, my palate didn't fail me tonight. That's good.
One of these nights we need to just have boxes over them, and you got to guess what they are.
See, we'll need Troy here for that because he's kind of a, how I'm a music nerd. Troy's more of a, this is what I'm tasting kind of a nerd.
Because that'd be fun. We could put a little shield here, and then the viewers can see what they are, and somebody will pour them for you, and then you guys have to just...
that was one of the fun things, and you guys can try this at home if you have beer drinkers in your life, and we hope that you do. Troy got a bunch of what we term dad beers, and we did a vlog about dad beers one night, and set them all up, put them in a bag, poured them out for us, and then we had to guess what they were. And I got about half. Coors Light, for whatever reason, I always know what that is, and so on and so forth. But
it'd be another level though to do the flavors and type of beer.
For these, it's a totally different thing. But it's fun just to see, as long as you don't get people that yell at you when you get it wrong. Just saying.
I would never do that.
I didn't say that you would. But anyway.
Man, to go back to that after.
Right?
Okay.
Swapping in and out.
Okay, mimosa.
We're really moving along. So we went to St.
I'll
Paul.
wait then.
No, go ahead. Open it up.
Nope.
You can pour it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'll do it for you. We went to St. Paul this last weekend because we have to get out of the house every now and again. And we actually went to Minneapolis, too. We went to Dangerous Man. So we got some new beers for the vlog.
Yes. We had fun.
And for those of you that like to drink pumpkin beers, we got another pumpkin beer.
An imperial pumpkin beer.
Yes, an imperial pumpkin.
Dangerous Man, my favorite.
Barrel-aged and all kinds of stuff. So we went there and tried some new beers, and then we went to Tin Whiskers. And, speaking of the sweet beers, They have a relationship with the Pearson Candy Company, and I'm not sure if Pearson gets out of the Midwest, but they make like salted nut roll. If you know salted nut roll,
Nut Goody.
Nut Goody, and that was the one that we bought. We bought the Nut Goody.
A mint one though. They make a peppermint too. That they make another beer out of that.
So they have they make beers with them. And I was really expecting the Nut Goody porter to be overly sweet. Even though porters typically, when anybody makes a porter of any kind, they're not sweet. This was not sweet at all. And as a matter of fact, you could cut about 75% of the sugar out of the Smells Like Bean Spirit, and that's about what we got as far as sweetness goes. So it was a really, really super nice beer. And then we bought one that we haven't tried yet. So we'll get to try that one. That one I'm expecting to be a little sweeter.
I hope I get to try it.
Well, we'll have you on that night too.
It's tiramisu.
Barrel aged.
Delicious.
So
and then
really looking forward to that.
Dangerous Man, we also got a coffee vanilla stout.
Yeah.
Coffee chocolate.
Yep. That was good.
Did you have it there?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was good.
And a sour.
But we didn't bring any of that home. So that was just for my belly. Anyway, we stopped.
We did. I bought a growler.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Oh, good job. So we stopped at Pitchfork on the way home. That's where I bought this shirt. Pitchfork Brewing in Hudson, Wisconsin. They're really, really close to opening their big new barn that's going to house their brewery and their tap room now.
It's beautiful.
And they're going to have a full liquor license, and they're going to have food and all kinds of great stuff. So if you live around these parts and you drive on I-94, you really can't miss it if you look off to the north. As you're leaving or coming into Hudson, there's this big blue building with a copper roof, and that's where it is. So
beautiful.
Really excited for them, and you never know. Maybe we'll end up doing a vlog from there when they get open.
All the mics. All of the mics.
There's 3 mics there now. So
Mike, and Mike.
Mike, and Mike. Yep. Anyway, let's dive into the mimosas. So Central Waters Brewing, we've talked about them. We've done an episode at Central Waters. We did not have the mimosa while we were there.
Wow. I smell the tangerines.
So it's a mimosa style ale with tangerines, and that's it. Just tangerines.
It actually smells like a sour to me, even though it's an ale.
Oh, it's got that hoppy. You can smell the hops.
IPA-esque. Gross.
That's not nice. There are people that watch us that like hops.
It does not taste like an IPA. It smells like one, but it does not taste like one.
It's got that.
It's not as.
I think with the tangerine, you get some of the. There are some hops that give off like a tangerine flavor, so you're kind of getting that.
Would you say this tastes like a mimosa though?
No. I wouldn't. I would say if you made your mimosas with tangerines, yeah.
Who does it?
Nobody.
Okay.
I don't know. This one does. This is a beer that's a mimosa with tangerines.
So what would a champagne-esque like beer be?
Well, they're using. I don't know if they're, because when we poured it, and I don't really know how old this one is, but you would see the bubbles, the little fine bubbles in there. And
but I'm just
I mean, you're kind of seeing it. So I don't know if they use champagne yeast or not. That would be if I were.
Yeah.
When I'm not. If I were brewing a mimosa, I would use champagne yeast to ferment it out.
But what kind of a beer actually is a little bit more bubbly and light? A Goza?
Gozas aren't typically bubbly. I don't know. Anyway, this isn't really like it's not a sour. It's a tangerine ale.
Yeah, it is.
It's not bad. It's very refreshing.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be pretty sweet.
Maybe that's the problem. You had something in your mind that it was going to be
like a mimosa. Orange.
Well, mimosas don't have to be sweet necessarily. You put more champagne in it.
Pulpy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's those are the 3 for tonight. Now, granted, the mimosa's not. It's certainly not a rock band-esque style of anything that.
But to cure your hangover from the concert the night before.
There you go. Have some of that.
Mimosa.
I wouldn't drink it the night of.
No.
No. It's very bad. Anyway, you got anything else? Any more questions about beer that I can't answer?
Oh, is that why you're not answering them?
Pretty much. Troy, see, if Troy were here, he would kind of answer it.
Well, I'm just
in a roundabout way. He would say enough words so that you'd shut up.
I'm just thinking, like a Hefeweizen.
What about a Hefeweizen?
Is bubbly.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, what kind is bubbly?
I don't know. I can't think of a beer that's bubbly.
I'm just trying to think together.
You're thinking out loud, and
I know
that's not what we do on this show.
Apparently not. Apparently I suck.
If you
really sorry.
Really, if you have questions, you should submit them at least a day before, and you didn't do that.
No, or I should write them underneath.
Whatever you want to do. I guess if you want to go on YouTube and write them afterwards when this is published, you go right ahead. Knock yourself out.
I do like this beer a lot. I do like them all, but this beer is very complex
and sweet.
It's very sweet though, but it's interesting.
A lot of those things coming out of Octopi. Just
do you have any idea?
Check your cans on the back.
So here's a question.
No, more questions. That's all we get out of you.
When they make this beer and they put maple syrup in, are they doing the flavoring? Are they actually putting the syrup in? And when do they actually put that in?
Depends on who's brewing it.
Okay.
That's the wonderful thing about craft beer. You can kind of pretty much do whatever you want. Now, or is it going to turn out the way that you want it necessarily? Not necessarily, and sometimes it does. So I've seen, and we can only go on this for just a little bit. I've seen breweries that make, so Mankato does Caked Up. Their
yes.
State Fair beer, and it's a cake beer, basically a cake ale, I think. And I don't think they put any actual cake in that.
No.
Now, I've seen other breweries that make a cake beer that basically bought cakes and just threw it in there. So it depends. It really depends on the brewery.
Tim, if you're watching this, you should.
Tim's not watching it.
Underneath, just let us know. You don't have to divulge any secret information, but it'd be real interesting to know if it's cake or not.
It's cake. It's cake ale. Cake beer.
I know.
Does it mean that it has cake in it?
Yeah.
No.
Or is it just some secret voodoo of making it taste like cake?
I don't know. Probably.
That's the whole thing of the banana flavored.
But some people put bananas in.
And some people use the yeast.
Or some use the yeast and put bananas in, which sounds disgusting. I don't know why you would ever do that. Yuck.
Have you ever seen a chocolate banana beer? Because I've been waiting for something like that.
That sounds disgusting.
No, it sounds delicious.
We should keep that. No.
Like Bananas Foster.
Anyway, that's good. Now that we're talking about bananas, I'm gonna stop this train.
If anyone hasn't noticed, Lannon hates bananas.
Yuck. Nobody should eat
gags
bananas.
on them, actually.
Anyway, if you haven't already, check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and if you so dare, Twitter. Sometimes we put some witty things out on Twitter.
The tweet.
But most of all, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you should do that. And you should tell your friends and family about us too. We appreciate that. The numbers are going up. It's going really good. Thank you very much.
And the more the numbers go up, the less I will be on.
I don't know if that's a bonus. Before Beth says any more, we'll see you next week, everybody. Prost.
Prost.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.